About 5 years ago, I found a new hobby as a Minecraft Instagram creator. I made it further than I ever expected. This is my story and what I plan to do next. Like most people, back in 2020, I was forced to stay home. The community college classes and part-time job that had filled my schedule suddenly vanished and left me with nothing but time. Time and an idea. You see, my main hobby at the time was Minecraft. I loved playing on servers with friends, but after a while it just became stale. I began to feel as though I could do something more constructive with my hobby. My first thought was to try becoming a Minecraft YouTuber. Like some of you, I grew up watching Minecraft personalities. Stampy, Sky Does Minecraft, Sunday, you name it. I loved the idea that I could somehow share my passion for the game with an enthusiastic audience. But I knew this niche was heavily oversaturated. There were a few things stopping me from embarking on this path. Some of these were easily fixed, like my inexperience editing videos. Others, however, were more persistent. I've had crippling social anxiety my whole life and couldn't fathom potentially speaking to dozens or, with a stroke of skill and luck, thousands of people. That's when I had a second idea. What if I could just post images on Instagram instead? Not long beforehand, my father had me set up an Instagram page for his company. Although it failed to gain much traction, I enjoyed the experience and wanted to explore its potential further. I felt capable, like the only thing standing in my way was a little extra work. Minecraft and Instagram seemed like the perfect combination. With a newfound sense of determination, I began posting photos of my Minecraft gameplay and builds to the platform. These gained relatively little attention, but I was determined to further my footprint. I posted every day, trying out all sorts of new ideas. Different shaders, texture packs, natural shots of scenery, builds, you name it. Eventually, I got lucky. Not so much with the algorithm, but in finding a group of others who helped guide me to become a more focused creator. I had befriended other posters who were far more skilled than I and saw the potential in my work. With some guidance, they helped me grow my page and create more thematically consistent content. This laid the groundwork for what still remains one of the most enjoyable and educational experiences of my lifetime. Though my builds continued to gain traction, I was eager to improve, to grow faster. Somewhere in my mind, I just knew I could provide something more valuable. Sometimes, the greatest blessings are completely unexpected. One day, after I posted a new build, one of my followers messaged me with an idea. Why don't you make tutorials? People had asked me how to make my builds before, but I never took this as seriously as making them. After all, it did pose a major logistical challenge. How do I teach people to create my builds in 10 images or less? The answer was primarily to downsize and collage screenshots into a singular image. What truly surprised me, however, was the sudden change in reception. Almost instantly, my growth accelerated. The first tutorial I posted, a simple knight statue, became my most liked post of the time. For the rest of the year, I was obsessed and began to focus almost exclusively on tutorials. For the first time, I felt like I had finally found my niche, and everything had fallen into place. The main distinction I deduced was something that should have been obvious all along: engagement. Fans began to send pictures of my creations in their worlds. It was then that I knew people actually cared, that I had actually made something valuable. I remember once reading a quote that the brightest flame is also the one that burns out the fastest. Unfortunately, my newfound hobby, my brightest flame, was no exception to this. I poured every hour of every day into it, if not in actual work, then at least in thought. I struggled to keep my mind off what I could create next, or how to surpass my previous creation. I attempted to slow down my work to prevent further burnout, but my tutorials became less inspired. Eventually, by late April of 2021, I stopped making them altogether. At my peak, I'd reached a following of around 17,000, and the totality of my work had been viewed around 8 million times. Though I often considered returning, the broader situation around me changed too. I was accepted into university, the lockdowns began to lift, and I was able to return to work. Burdened with responsibilities both new and old, my days of being a Minecraft Instagram creator faded into a little more than a fond memory. I've since completed my degree and continue to work part-time. Much like those days in lockdown, I found myself with time but without purpose. So, I'm starting anew. Thank you for listening. Have you ever felt this way? Feel free to share your experience in the comments. Cheers!